Latest victims of Victoria's underworld tobacco war say it's only a matter of time until innocent people are killed in the crossfire. Cherie Shefket and her two young daughters were in their Port Melbourne apartment when firebombers torched a hair salon below.
Gang members accused of using new tactics in a firebombing spree.
There have been two more firebombing attacks in Melbourne's tobacco wars with no end in sight.
A fiery underworld war that's spreading across the suburbs. Small business owners feeling the heat from a firebombing campaign.
Spreading into regional Victoria, with a store in Ballarat the latest to be engulfed in flames.
Vape store was firebombed in Melbourne, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars damage. It's the latest arson attack in a tobacco.
Melbourne's tobacco war is taking its toll with 8 firebombing attacks in just 7 days.
Second shop in Melbourne's north has been torched in as many days as the underworld tobacco turf war
fears that
escalates.
tobacco wars are accelerating
Tobacco
again.
wars have taken an ugly turn with
tobacco shop fire
in Melbourne's tobacco turf war after a third function centre was torched.
Melbourne's criminal underbelly is in the midst of a fiery and bloody war.
On Monday morning, arsonists hit a Port Melbourne salon just metres from their home. The smoke filled Cherie Shefket's apartment, and in the chaos, she and her two daughters struggled to find their way out.
Tried to get out the front, couldn't. There was a lot of smoke. Grabbed the kids, just whatever you had, like put clothes on, their pajamas. Let's get the hell out of here. It was just a bit of a nightmare, to be honest.
They were all hospitalised for smoke inhalation.
I thought like this whole place was going to explode.
The innocent victims of Melbourne's out-of-control tobacco war.
We're very lucky to have survived this.
Victoria Police is concerned in relation to the potential for somebody to be killed or seriously injured.
A firebombing using fireworks.
Millions are at stake over illegal tobacco, a bootleg industry people are prepared to kill for.
An afternoon assassination in a shopping centre car
2:30
park.
this morning. All is quiet until this white vehicle plunges into Rick's tobacconist. Within seconds, two masked men doused the car in fuel and set it alight. It erupts in a fireball. Parts of the building shatter as the pair make their getaway. One of them covered in flames, neighbours woken by the inferno.
Another tobacco store up in smoke. Firefighters were called to a vape store in Melbourne's northern suburbs just before 4 a.m. Neighbours saw a group of men ram the front of the shop with
The warring isn't confined to empty tobacco shops. Police say stolen cars are being used in the fire bombings taken in aggravated burglaries. Last week in Jacana, a man was shot in the face on the M80.
The person who's
A special task force has been set up in Victoria to tackle the ongoing tobacco turf war.
8 arson attacks in 7 days as Melbourne's tobacco war hits flashpoint. This morning in Glenroy, 2 shops were hit just 4 minutes apart.
Security cameras captured the arsonist at the scene of the crime, narrowly avoiding a passing police car on the way out as the business went up in flames.
And that's that tobacco shop firebomb.
This is the second tobacconist on the Central Coast to go up in flames this month. Less than 2 weeks ago, a shop in Ettalong Beach was destroyed in a similar incident.
The potential for the loss of life is real.
At the end of Pascoe Vale Road, police still here trying to piece together exactly who is behind this attack.
Because it's only a matter of time before someone gets killed.
Arson chemists at their doorstep for a second consecutive day. The West Street convenience store set alight as syndicate violence spills onto the streets. Just 26 hours after the El Hawley family-owned Hadfield's Finest was targeted in a firebombing attack, the crime scenes just over a kilometre apart. This time, the arsonists burned through the roller door of the store.
Terrible. It was just coming out of the roof and everywhere.
The attacks are becoming more frequent, but all are targeting tobacco stores like this one in Moonee Ponds, hit twice in May. On both occasions, those responsible pried open the roller door. The second time, he sets himself on fire before fleeing.
Set alight, a Kia Sorrento torched. The latest incident in the ongoing illegal tobacco war. Later found burnt out more than 15 kilometres away in St Albans and seized for evidence. Police are investigating if the reception centre blaze is connected to two function centres torched in Thomastown and Thornbury last Thursday.
Our business could go down any minute and we could lose everything.
Intended, the firebug briefly becomes a victim after ignition. It sells American snacks, tobacco too, and is just 50 metres from where a tobacconist was torched.
Any tobacco store in Victoria at the moment should be on alert for arson and extortion and firearms-related violence.
Police believe there are syndicates working across the country, with tobacco shops also targeted in Queensland and WA. But Victoria
Residents woke to a raging fire that had burnt out a local tobacco shop. The fire was the third at a tobacco store in the area in just 4 weeks.
Sprayed with bullets after what appears to be a targeted execution.
It really is like the Wild Wild West.
Organised crime can be deadly.
And 2 fire bombings at an Altona tobacconist this week, where the same Mazda 2 was used to smash their way inside.
The last 12 months have averaged a fire a week. Melbourne's latest gangland conflict, dubbed the Tobacco Wars.
Back up, back up.
But
extensive damage.
How long is it going to be before somebody gets injured from the public or a firefighter, gets injured fighting one of these fires?
Lucky, no one was in the building at the time.
a month later, another tobacco shop fire spread to another salon, this time in Caulfield in Melbourne's southeast. Anastasia Giacas unable to open.
And it's absolutely devastating. This is our house. It's our home. It's everyone's home.
She's a tutor in Melbourne's western suburbs. There's no way she can teach students here at Hoppers Crossing after the building went up in flames last month.
All the glass was broken and all the smoke were coming out and they were not allowing me to go inside. If you can see the wires and all hanging, if there is no power, we can't operate.
But since 2010, we've increased the tax exponentially and people have just turned off legal cigarettes and moved to the easily available illicit market.
A packet of illegal cigarettes sells for about half the price.
It's other small businesses being burnt.
We didn't do anything and we have to suffer a lot.
It's affected all our families, everyone.
Dangerous war they aren't even involved in. The childcare next door had to close today as their mains power was close to the fire, so multiple businesses were impacted by the blaze.
For now, police are hoping to bring an end to the violence before innocent people are caught in the crossfire.
Innocent people can be killed, and we've seen that over history.
Explosions scattered shrapnel for hundreds of metres across Craigieburn.
Organised crime gangs are using illegal cigarettes, tobacco and vapes as an ATM to fund their activities.